We're talking about the direct mail that you saved up to put all your budget into for AEP. And what kind of returns you're getting and what to expect if you haven't gotten anything back. Stay tuned.
Hey folks, I'm Rebecca Gordon.
I'm Sylvia Gordon, and we're getting nonstop calls from agents that are angry.
Yeah, that's unfortunate. I actually didn't connect the dots on that. A lot of people, and we promote it. Mail drops.
We do mail drops.
We do a ton of mail drops.
Yeah.
They've been super successful getting your pipeline full.
People are getting terrible responses.
If any.
Some people are getting no responses.
Yeah.
And why?
The election, the mail, nothing.
Yeah, so the mail has been slowed down. I think everybody understands there's delays happening with the mail in general.
Seniors and your clients and reaching out to them if they're doing mail order.
And you always get a worse response during an election year, so people forget that every 4 years.
But it's dried up.
Oh man, it's bad.
It's bad.
And so everybody's complaining. So people say, I heard direct mail is dead. It's like, it's not dead. It's more expensive. It's slower. It still works.
Yeah,
your lead will cost
absolutely.
more. Where a direct mail lead used to be like $40, might be $60, $70. It's still effective. But ideally, we want you to do your AEP mailings in July and August and not September and October.
Right.
And God forbid, November. So we might have to just file that away for next year. But those of you that are complaining, to just know that you're not alone. Everybody's mad.
Well, we have a solution. So Humana has Facebook ads.
Right.
Which is awesome. Thank you, Humana. You have to go on and do their module to be certified to do so.
Right. If you take the test, then you have access to their pre-approved Facebook ads.
So do that.
And that's free.
Put a lot of irons in the fire.
If you already have an established Facebook audience, if you want to talk about more established Facebook marketing, we will be rolling that out in January. So we're beta testing it right now with a group of agents so that can be a full-time service that we provide for you. So if it's something you definitely want to do, you might want to get in line and we'll put you down to start next year.
One of my favorite stories of colleagues, competitors, frenemies of Dad way back in the day with health insurance, they said, Dick, what do you do marketing-wise? What do you do? Tell me. And Dad said, I do it all. And so when you're saying if you want to get into Facebook, do it. Do it all. Try it all. Facebook ads have been successful. It's just like the mail drops and the lead drops.
And people complain to me too. They go, Facebook
all work.
They go like it's out of reach. It's out of reach for an average producer. It's only it's not.
You wouldn't hear about it if it didn't work.
Right. It still works. It might get more expensive every year and different times a year, but it still works. There's people that just live off their Facebook ads or their Google pay-per-click ads or their direct mail. It all works.
Might be a good time to talk about the scams because you could.
Let's talk about DaVita.
Okay.
See how I put it in order?
I know, but you're talking about Facebook.
You went into Facebook.
Newsletters.
I did not want to go to.
I like to stay.
Let's go to DaVita.
Things that make sense.
So there's two large kidney dialysis chains in the country. Fresenius, took me forever to learn how to say that, and DaVita. So DaVita is now out of network with one of the large national Med Advantage carriers, and that's something to keep in mind because ESRD, of course, is new. And we might be getting a big influx of ESRD patients into Medicare Advantage. Make sure that you check the network because this could snag you. Let's talk about Zing.
So Zing, we're seeing a lot of these smaller new companies pop up, and Zing is one of them.
Never heard of these people? It's like a year old. They have got like under 1,000 clients.
They're in Indianapolis?
Chicago.
Chicago or
They're
India?
out of Chicago, but they filed a plan here locally, and agents are like, what is this? They have no hospitals in network. And there's just a few doctors. And you'll see that a lot. But there's all over the country. There's more choice than ever. And there's so many small carriers that have popped up.
Just don't fall prey to that. And that's why if your clients are going online and if they're looking at things online.
And they'll go, this is great. Look at these benefits. This is amazing.
They have no idea.
They don't know how to look at the back end of who's actually going to take it. So I think this is interesting. That there's all these new little guys. I can't even begin to keep up with how many new ones are all across the country. I can name 10 off the top of my head just locally.
It's great having competition. Competition is great for the client as long as the client is well versed in what to look for and doesn't get caught in a snag.
Yeah, so that's the problem when it's so complicated. Agents are more valuable than ever. They need you more than ever, and you need to get out there and show your value proposition.
Which takes us to online newsletters. So right now is a great time to talk about newsletters and keeping your clients informed of the different things going on in the market, staying relevant.
So I was just talking to an agent before I walked in, and I said, hey, do you do a newsletter to your client? And I can almost predict the answer because everybody says, I've wanted to do that for years.
I should do it.
I've meant to do that. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it. And I'm like, look, we made it easy. We rolled this out in quarantine. We rolled this out in March.
What's it gonna do?
Costs you $20. Costs more if you have more clients, but it's like $20 if you have under 500 clients or 1,000, whatever. But we do the newsletter quarterly. It's branded with your face, your logo, your email, everything comes from you, goes back to you. And all you have to do is approve it, and then we hit send. So we can make it easier. So I had an agent, we mailed up this quarter 3 weeks ago, and I said, hey, did you get any responses on the last newsletter? She goes, oh my God. She said, my phone rang off the hook for 4 days. It was very, very effective.
What was the newsletter
This was their...
Do you remember what the content was?
So it's the one that's going out right now. So one of the things that I said, hey, we're better than Joe Namath. Because they've seen all those ads of Joe Namath and all these Brett Favre, all these, and like, look, I'm trying to explain. You're going to see all these ads.
Right.
This is what you're really seeing. Talk about the Social Security increase. Talk about Social Security scams. I mean, stuff that your clients want to know. We try to put relevant content together. We get great feedback. If you're not doing it, it's a very cheap service. We don't make any money off of it. You pay $20 or whatever the fee is for the eBlast service. We do all the work. We load up all your emails, we make it, we give you the proof, and we send it.
I think the key word there is staying relevant, is keeping your name out there. The content has to be good, but your clients have to hear from you, just like our agents need to hear from us because we know someone else is talking and someone else is talking to your client. And there's tons of these little things in the market that go on nonstop.
Well, how about these
that people just need to know? Scams, I love them.
This is nonstop.
It's nonstop.
It started about 2 years ago, and people are like, yeah, the Social Security must return this call right away. And it's rampant, which means that it's been successful.
Absolutely.
That they kept doing it. And I get people every day saying, is this real? Should I call them?
Would I get a call from Social Security?
And then we've also had the unemployment scams.
Yeah.
And that,
oh, God, yeah.
That hit several of our employees, where they're filing unemployment in your name. And then you'll get something that says, hey, we've received your application. You got to go in and stop that.
Mm-hmm.
That's a new scam that's obviously successful because it's really proliferating.
Yep.
And that's the kind of stuff to just alert your clients what's going on. And
Keep
it's always, the message is always call you first, email you, text you.
Yep.
Check out your website.
I'm here. Did we talk about I can't pronounce it.
Glyperide?
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 I thought it was like
Glyperide.
Glyperide. Is that what you said?
Yeah.
Really hard.
It goes with insulin. So a lot of people are mad.
Yeah.
What happened?
Well, I don't blame them being mad. The price skyrocketed this year, which seems really weird because it's an election year.
And it happened.
But it did.
Like a couple months ago. It happened just unrelated to the 2021 benefits. And people are like, why is this going up? And who knows? The back end will eventually come out. But they know that the government said a certain amount of drugs cannot be made in China, that we have to be self-sufficient. And so that maybe it got caught in that net, but it's up and it's up everywhere.
I wonder if there's something else you could take besides that.
There's only a few that do what it does, which is like enhances your insulin. And a lot of people think since they can get that cheap insulin now that they could get that, and those enhancers aren't included. Mm-hmm. So there's a lot of interest in the $35 insulin. The video we did last week got 10,000 views because consumers are interested in that. So it wasn't 10,000 agents, it was 10,000 consumers going, there's a void here in content. So that's a great thing. If you do email newsletters, postcards, ringless voicemail, all the different things to keep in touch with your client, that's
diabetes
content,
would have to be the best
social media content that will help you. Also started posting as Medicare Mama on TikTok. So if you are on TikTok, you can follow my Medicare Mama videos. If you are super, super bored and lonely, they're all 1 minute long. But people always go, TikTok's for teenagers. It's like, no, there's tons of
adults.
There's tons, millions of people my age and older on all these different social media platforms. And all you have to do is post content and you will get business. You have to be consistent. We can talk to you about the different algorithms of the different social media platforms. That is something that we will, again, launch another course on first quarter next year.
Yeah.
So again, mark your calendars if you want to learn more about social media.
Good selling, everybody. I think we're good.
Happy AEP.
Leave it on
Talk to you
list.
next week.